Hi there, it's me Audrina Lane again with the next chapter in the reading of Where Did Your Heart Go by me, which is my first ever novel. And sorry about the slightly less than perfect hair today, but I'm only just recovering from a real horrible bout of cold and flu, so I thought I'd better just get on and record the next chapter in case I go back down with it. Let's hope not. So here we are, chapter 42. Dear Diary, Wednesday the 4th of January 1989. I woke up under the bright artificial light of a hospital room and stared around in disbelief. It hadn't worked. I was still alive. The room swam a bit, so I closed my eyes again and started to hear a voice. Stephanie, can you hear me? Mark said. James, is that you? Sorry, I'm so sorry, I mumbled, my lips so dry and my tongue thick. Stephanie, it's me, Mark, he replied. I shook my head, trying to clear the muddle of thoughts that were there. Mark? Yes, Mark. You're in hospital. His voice trailed off. I started to cry again until I heard other familiar voices, trying to blink and open my eyes again. Stephanie, it's Mum, the voice said, as I looked out again and saw her face and Dad's next to it. Their features were etched with sorrow and guilt, but also happiness that I was still alive. I reached out and Mum managed to hug me close before Dad joined in. Sorry, I said again, my voice faint but audible. Don't be sorry, you should have talked to us, told us how you were feeling, Dad said, no reproach in his voice, only love. We could have helped, Mum chimed in, her voice broken as she cried. Sarah sat on the other side of my bed, tears spilling down her cheeks. I reached out and tried to grasp her hand in mine, but I was bandaged so well I couldn't, so she reached out and stroked my arm. I'm here for you, she said. I was just about to close my eyes when Mark walked through the doors and ushered everyone out of the room, picking the chart up from the end of the bed. How are you feeling? Mark asked, popping a thermometer in my mouth before I could even reply. Stupid, I replied. Once he'd removed it, but it was the only way I could get rid of the sadness inside of me. It was easy to be truthful with Mark in his doctor's coat. Okay, I'll see what I can sort out. You'll be going home tomorrow, he said, and was about to turn and walk away when I stopped him. So, how did I get here? Sitting down on the chair next to the bed, Mark began to tell me. Well, once you'd run from the club, I managed to signal to Sarah and Chris that you were rather upset. So we grabbed our coats and started to walk towards your house. When we got there, the front door was shut and the house was in darkness, apart from the light in your attic room that we could see from the driveway. Mark paused, noticing the pain of the memories flit across my face. As it was so quiet, we decided to try the door and found it was unlocked. So we all walked in and Sarah started to shout your name. We ran upstairs and realised that the light was on in the bathroom, and as you still hadn't responded to our shouts, we tried the door and pushed it open to find you unconscious in the bathtub. Chris pulled you out and wrapped you in a towel, and then, as I started to do CPR, Sarah called for the ambulance. He paused, noticing tears falling slowly down my cheeks. It was bad then, I whispered. It was close. We nearly lost you, he said, looking away. Thanks for saving me, I muttered, although in my heart I wasn't so sure that I wanted to be saved. I would still have the hurt and pain to deal with, as well as scars now. I still didn't know how I was going to cope, but I owed it to my friends to try. Charlotte closed the diary on what seemed to be the last entry. It was painful to read how her mum's world had crumbled and broken apart due to a bitch that happened to be Mitchell's mother. She hoped never to have to meet this woman, as knowing her own quick temper, she'd be in line for a slap. She looked at the clock and dropped Mitch a text to see if he was still awake. He was, so she phoned him. Hi, Mitch. Hi, Charlotte. Are you okay? He replied, noticing the slight catch in her voice. Yes, I've just finished the diary, and it's not good news. Go on, tell me. What makes you think this? He asked. Don't worry, I'm sitting on the bed in my room. Okay, so your dad sent her the letter, then came down to see her, and they had breakup sex and he walked away. Then she tried to get on with her life, but on New Year's Eve she received an envelope in the post with your dad's handwriting on it. so she opened it to find the St. Christopher she'd given him, and an invitation to their wedding. Oh, fuck. My dad wouldn't have been that harsh, surely, Mitchell gasped. No. My guess is that your mother sent it in an envelope addressed by your dad to really make sure my mum never wanted to speak to James again. Silence reigned as they both thought about their parents' messed up lives. Well, my mum went out dancing with her friends at New Year, including my dad-to-be, who tried to kiss her on the dance floor. She bolted home and decided to commit suicide by slitting her wrists. Charlotte sobbed the last sentence out, trying to imagine how lost and alone her mum had felt at that time. Baby, don't cry, Mitchell soothed. Sorry, it's just such a raw thing, such a cry for help that no one heard. But someone did hear, as she's alive and you're here in this world, Mitchell said. Yes, but will she really want to see James again? Will it only serve to open old wounds that have healed? Charlotte asked. Do you think I should tell my dad? Mitch asked. No, let's talk about it a bit more when you come over on Friday, and in the meantime I'll pop and see Aunt Sarah, as she was there at the time and she might be able to advise me, Charlotte said, blowing her nose. Sounds good to me. I can't wait to see you again, Mitchell said, his husky voice sending shivers down her spine. Me too. It can't come soon enough, she replied, thinking about flying into his arms the moment she caught sight of him. Well, try your best to sleep and dream of me, Mitch said. I'll be waiting for you there. Dream of me too, Mitch, Charlotte replied. Good night. Night, babe. I love you. I love you, she said, and the phone line went dead. Charlotte thought that being truly in love was the best feeling on earth as she tapped the light switch and fell asleep. So there we are. Things are progressing, and so are we through the book. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, please feel free to drop a like on it, share it around on Facebook and Twitter, and obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you really can't wait for these weekly instalments and you want to read ahead, then you can buy the book now on Amazon. As a download, it's only 99p or $1.40. Or if you want a paperback book, you can also get that on Amazon. Or if you want to contact me directly for a signed copy, then I'm more than happy to sort that one out for you. So anyway, it's bye from a slightly less than feeling 100% Audrina for today, and hopefully I'll be back in top form next week. Bye for now.